Greetings, humanity. I'm Jim. I use he, him pronouns, and once again, we are back with pools. There wasn't supposed to be any more, and yet there is apparently a 7th chapter. So that is what we're going to be doing tonight. I have to, yes. We're here to finish it again. Yes, we'll finish this game as many times as it takes. They did not tell me there was a secret hidden chapter. How dare they? I now have the look upon my face of a guy who has forgotten to turn the AC up. Hang on. No, wait. It's fine. It's fine. It just hadn't kicked in yet. I am a fool. That's all right. We knew that already. Okay. So we're going to be doing we're going to be doing pools. At the end we finished the main game. And we unlocked a hidden chapter number 0, episode number 0, thing number 0. And so I have no idea what it's about or how long it is. But I figured we'd go in and play that tonight so that I can finally, at last, check this box, get this game finished, and so see if we can do it. At the end of chapter 6... it seemed as though we were brought into a room where there was a thing. It could be an exit. There was an open door with light behind it. But we were being pursued by mannequins, as one is. And there was a mannequin holding that door open. And mannequins behind us in the only other exit. From that room. So, perspective of the character just set their camera down. Apparently, they had been the whole time carrying a video camera. And Then the whole thing turned off and we saw someone pulling a tape out. Which is interesting in and of itself. And it actually makes some of the sort of death moments or the jumping into abyss moments that get rewound make more sense. There was always this sort of aesthetic in the game of something like a video camera. As you can, it's right here. On this very screen that we're looking at. But, we had not, I hadn't really thought that much about it, talked that much about it anyway. And so it does make sense that, it's just, you jumps into the abyss, he rewinds the tape. And somehow the tape from there is different. There is something going on. But, it seems as though the tape came from somewhere, so some sort of transference from one reality place to another is happening. Who knows? Maybe the person holding the camera got out. Maybe they didn't, and it's found footage. Who knows? That could be the whole thing. This whole game might just be found footage. That makes sense. Given the tropes that we see and have become popular. This game is a kind of a walking simulator, psychological horror game. There aren't any real monsters in it per se, but there are. I say mannequins. They're actually also possibly like statues or full-scale sort of dressing doll type things in a way. If you think about it, they're not quite that. They're more sculpted. Things of all scales, really. A lot of them huge, but a lot of them human scale. It's fascinating. Again, sort of the feeling that I had that I liked to say about this game is that you're wandering through an area that was put together by people who know some things about humanity, but don't understand humanity. Or, you know, sees the trappings of humanity, but not the purpose of those trappings. So this will be interesting. As we sort of look and see what this is. I presume because it's Chapter 0, that it's perhaps meant to be, this could be a prequel of some kind. Don't know. Because it's not Chapter 7. We'll see what this is. Right now. Is this before we decided to go to the public swimming pool? Okay. You're in an elevator. Once again, I presume we have the same controls. We can crouch, and that's about it. We have a couple of different ways to go. A couple of different well, maybe only one. But hang on. Completely unrelated, I liked her Smashing Pumpkins reference on the last session of Lords of Gossamer and Shadow. I'm going to make a confession here and say that if I made a Smashing Pumpkins reference, it was unconscious. It was unconsciously, well, unconscious might have mean that I was asleep when I made it. Not sure. That was a sound of some kind. I made it subconsciously because I'm not actually, I know of this band, I know its name, but I know them, but my brain isn't directly giving me in details about them. Smashing Pumpkins, Rat in a Cage. Okay. I will check that. I should explain that growing up, I did in fact grow up in like the 80s and 90s and what have you. I was born in the 1970s. So these are there are a lot of bands that I heard of, but I was also a very strangely isolated child and teenager and adult. And so it's there's a lot of references I just don't get immediately because I didn't get to a lot of things until later, and I never got into the Smashing Pumpkins. But let me see. Let's see. No. Bullet with butterfly wings, it says. Ah, okay. The title of the song from 1995. Yes, I was in college. At that time, and just looking for things. Oh, you referenced a song from Earth. Oh, okay. Is that where the world is a vampire comes from? I knew it was a song, and I actually did not I did not actually know what song it came from. I just remembered the riff. Yes, it is. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Yes, it's very strange because it's like I've clearly, again, this is a case in which I have heard the song. I've heard it enough to be able to quote the song, at least a little. Could not tell you where it came from. So thank you for that. Yeah, no, that was the also, but that was sort of part of the conceit I have for Dorian, the character I was playing in that game, is that he's been to Earth frequently, and so it's just one of those things where it's like he heard that song at some point. Dorian probably knows the song better than I do. Probably the case. Why am I going back over here where there is nothing to interact with directly right now, aside from the fact that they've put pillars up over there? This looks a lot more like a community center where perhaps there is stuff. Or there might be swimming pools. Oh. There's that sheep again. Sadness. The sheep of sadness. Fool's World. There is a clown. Apologies to any chlorophobes who might be with us right now. That clock is not moving. It is stopped at shortly before the strike of 1 a.m. Yeah, the exit signs do look like the signs in Portal. I want to go through this door, but I don't want it to close behind me, so I'm going to look around here first. Okay, yeah, this way to the swimming pools, perhaps. It's very dark outside the windows as opposed to when you're actually in there, it's very light outside the window. This is fascinating. So this might be how you get to the strange liminal pools place. I shall be very cross if this door closes behind me. But also, we're at the beginning, so that is a set of stairs leading up. That is a set of stairs leading down. Good Lord. But I have a deep desire to explore all the things. And, what goes where? That's a chair on display. This is a way going down, but I think that's I can't see very well right now what that is. We have been given controls, however, that now to adjust the visuals more. Specifically, the light, if we want to do that. So I could, in fact, change things, but the problem is I don't know if there's a way to get back to these settings, and I will not remember what they are. Nor do I wish to spend the time to record that and figure that out right now. But then they might... yeah. Yeah, screenshot current settings. Yeah, it's something. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing. But it's like, at the same time though, just like people do in puzzle games now. How dare? Yeah. But then again, they give us these darknesses, and now I'm starting to think maybe we're supposed to adjust the settings to see those things. You know, before I go up there. Okay. All right. My curiosity has got the better of me. Hang on. Let's do this thing. All right. We'll see how fiddly this ends up being. Go in here and do my screenshots folder and pools, and this is pools Settings. Okay. So that is there. I will now increase the exposure and the contrast a bit. White balance a little bit. I up the temperature. Will that help? Not too much. And we'll get to a better level of saturation here. Oh, okay, I can reset them. Good, good, great. Now what's out here? Damn you. Ah. Yep. It's a ceiling and a floor, and that's it. Okay. Interesting. So strange. And this down here, this is a barred door. Interesting. And if I try to look out this window, there's still nothing. It's not that I don't want to experience the game in the way it was intended. But I am curious. Keep smacking into the door. Let me do that again. Let me take this down a bit. Let me take the exposure down some. See if that helps. The lights! Interesting. Let me go ahead and reset this to what it's supposed to be. Theoretically. Okay. Ah! Whoa. Whoa! Hang on! No, no. I don't know what that was. That was a, that looked like I got into the development settings. That seems dangerous. It gets dark. It's going to be exactly the same, isn't it? It is. No, we must not choose to go to the pools. Zero, 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 it says. I think this is just eternally at the same level. Also 000. Always the same. Always. What strange physics. What strange door physics? Fascinating. Now, what I'm about to do is completely redundant. But I just had a thought, you see. A terrible and terrifying thought. Ah, it's a little blue here. It's a little strangely blue. I'm not sure what that means. Again, 3 zeros. And we're in the same place, on the same level. Okay, I'm not going to play with that anymore. Clearly, we are bound for the pools. There is no escape. There is no escape from the community center. And their very appreciated chairs. Perhaps overappreciated. We are so proud of our community chairs. So proud of our community chairs that we have to show them off. We have to put them on display. These are not the pools. This is your local YMCA. Or maybe Hotel California. Who can tell? Ah, yes. I feel as though I should get off the tracks. We appear to be in a train yard. Of some kind. This is unusual. What is happening? Unclear. Did I just trip over something? I might have tripped over. There's a door over there. Did I hit a bug? Might be a bug. Let's start back at the beginning, shall we? I think we got caught on something as we were... I think I might have moved in a way that the game did not expect. The exit is a lie. So the pools are supposed to be this way. And they cease to become stairs and they become tracks. Are there like lights going off? Is that what that is? Strange. I'm just curious what's at the other end here. There's a door there. There were stairs a little earlier. And... there's what looks like a drop into... something. Shall we play with the settings again? Oh, look at that. We do appear to be outside. But are we? Is there an outside? Is there? I wonder what's this way. Well, that's still working. I didn't see anything over on that side that would indicate anything. Okay, that is an opening. Benches! Functional benches. Somehow we are outside. Or a place that looks very much like outside. Perhaps it's meant to look like outside. I wonder what's happening over there in those rooms. And I think this probably leads back. These are probably the stairs we saw earlier. Yes. What are we looking at over there? Is it cheating? Is it? Like a pipe. A little dangerous going onto the tracks like this. For a few reasons. Apparently design reasons among them. I'm also curious now, as we look at all this. Whoa. If you weren't supposed to have the power, the game devs wouldn't have given it to you. Here's this interesting perspective thing that's happening up here. And also, there's this, which I'm wondering if this is... Nope, still can't really see much. I don't think there's anything over there. But you can get over here. And one wonders if there are more things. No, there's nothing else to explore. Just freaking go back. It'd be there for freaking ever. Alright. Curious. Jim's Nightmare, a really big Mobius strip. Actually, you know, that's just the thing, though. If I realize that that's what it is, then everything's fine. If I don't, that's the problem. Actually makes life easier if that's all it is. I'm going to just stare into every darkness and just up the exposure of every darkness. Why, yes! Oh, that looks a little bit... Huh. I was, at first, for a split second, it looked like the interior of a subway car, but not quite, actually. Or a Klein bottle, yeah. You know, the only reason I know what a Klein bottle is because of an Infocom game. Or at least I say I know what a Klein bottle is. At one time I knew what a Klein bottle was, and I have since forgotten the exact definition, but I know that it's basically like a... kind of like a Mobius strip, or a... What is the term? Pergola loop? Is that the term? It's a thing. It's like, you know, loops in on itself. Which Infocom game? I think it was Trinity. Don't hold me to that, though, because it's been a long time. Yeah. Yeah, game, I mean, yeah. The game Trinity. There's water here. There's potentially swimming. We're gonna see what we can do before we go there. Brian Moriarty, one of his games that he wrote for Infocom. And I seem to recall at one point looking at hints for Trinity and seeing someone, and I have this memory in my head of the hint saying, like, if you're familiar with a pergola loop or a Klein bottle. I don't know if that's actually what it said, though, because I have forgotten. But that's what's in my head. Anyway, what's up here? One wonders if this water is supposed to be here. I feel as though it's not. Just a hunch. You know, nothing really screaming, you know, this should not be underwater at this level. Aside from, you know, everything. And there's stuff over here. Yeah, okay, I don't think there's... You say that. Let's see if we get electrocuted. No? Whoa. Oh, it goes down a little further than we thought. You know, it might not be good to be under here for this long. This is new. I don't know if there are going to be immersion mechanics. But I feel as though it's not a good idea to try to find out. I mean, it makes sense that it would be that deep. But the assumption I'm going under is that perhaps we need oxygen. It's a really cool effect. But at the same time, you know, perhaps we need oxygen. So I don't know that this actually then... It might not go anywhere. Do we need to go down there? And look around underwater? I worry about that. Because we could, but I mean... We might also run out of air. Which people are supposed to breathe, I would think. But at the same time, perhaps there is no choice. It's really creepy. You know, I was fine with the interiors. Now that we're outside, I'm just like, oh no! There's problems here. Huh. Huh. Huh? Wait a minute. See over here. Okay, it's not much better, but it's slightly better. And we can see over here beyond these crates a little bit. Sort of. I guess, yeah, those are more tracks. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess we're going underwater. Man, I hope they didn't put any entities in Chapter 0. Because we're about to, by actually putting us underwater, we're about to tip slightly into my megalohydrothalassophobia. So that'll be fun. Now the true Cyclopean architectural horrors manifest. Fun pulls. Among others. Alright. Let me see if I can... Alright, here we go. Gonna be wandering around underwater for a while. The perspective is messed up down there. I feel like we can go further. A little faster. Yes? Yes. I don't know if we're going to run out of this stuff that we call air. Because again, we appear to be breathing. Oh, hey! This looks familiar. I'm wondering if we should wander around out there and see if we can run out of air. Terrible idea. I will not know where I am. And I will get immediately lost. Let's not do that. Like... One wants to enjoy every corner of one's purchased game, but at the same time... Did we just pass through a membrane? I think we might have passed through a membrane there. But this looks like stuff on, I think it was, Chapter 5. The architecture on Chapter 5, which I really like. with the bricks. Staring up into nothingness. Yep. I'm trying to experience the game as it was intended, but at the same time, I must see things. I must know. I must find out. Wow. Interesting. Ooh. Rotating wheel. These things that look kind of like apartments. We're high above everything. It's very cool. I can almost hear music. Well, actually, there is music, but I was thinking diegetic music, perhaps. Yeah. That wheel turning. There's a door that way. Curious to see what's this way. A bench. And that's it. Okay. Yeah. I must see everything. Everything. More tracks. Oh, hey. Time for me to crash, Jim. Have fun in your not pools. Hey! Hey, thank you for coming by. Good to see you, Prax. Good to see you. Yes. The not pools. the things that are not pools. Clearly not pools. But somehow adjacent to them. In some strange way. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's You're in my pool. Here in my pool, I feel safest and cool. Yeah. 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 That's another example of a song that I remember hearing a lot in the 90s. I actually heard that one more than I heard the other one. Because I had very strange friends who were in theater. But they would not stop playing that song. But it was cool. Such a strange environment. Very neat, though. When you were in school, yeah. It's entirely possible. I was actually out of school by the time that I heard that. I think. I can't remember. I might have been in college. Who knows? Who knows what the past is, truly? Does the past exist except only in our heads? It's hard to say. We have the memories of these things in our minds. But did they happen? Just because we might have photographic evidence of certain things having happened, just because we might have recorded things, do we not filter those recordings through our own perceptions? Are we really seeing things? Or are we just seeing what we think we're seeing? Who knows? Who indeed knows? That was a... Ooh, that effect is... When I turn my head, it's like there's a massive thing moving from... moving behind the windows. I know it's just the effect of the... of how I'm looking, but it's still... One wonder... It's a reflection, right? Of a building. Again, we have no self. All very strange. It is like it's one big... Like it's one big location behind there. Actually, now that I'm looking at it. I'm not even using any of the filters and we can see this. You see this? It's architecture. It looks like they're looking straight through to something else. But surely, yes. No, it's got to be the reflection of... Must it? Must it be the reflection of the lamppost? I don't know. I don't think so. The angles look different. How strange. Anyway. Another door. More hallways, not unlike our community center. Ah, that's a tentacle. Now, hang on. No, there was a very specific way that we described this. Oh, one might almost say non-Euclidean architecture. One might. One could. Dare one say it? I think there was a specific thing about, is it a tentacle or is it an arm? And I'm trying to remember which creature has what. And I cannot remember if they, because we're talking, the difference between squids and octopi. And I cannot remember which one has arms and which one has tentacles. Looks like there's there's some suckers there. Underneath a bell-shaped light. More water down there. And it's sculpted to look as though it's breaking through the wall. See, this is when we begin having misgivings, I think, about our city's public spending. It's like, why? Why would we put that there? What is this art project we have raging unchecked? Squid has 8 arms and 2 tentacles. Ah. Have we ever seen ourselves in this game? So it depends on... God, this is going to hopefully not go down another rabbit hole. Depends on what you call ourselves. So, like, when we're walking around here, no. At the very end of the last chapter, though, the walking character, let's stare at the tentacle for a moment while I talk about this. At the very end of the game, spoilers for the end of the sixth chapter, the character puts the camera down on a table, but we don't see them. We hear them moving off in the water. But we don't know where they go or what happens to them. But then the screen shuts off, like it pulls back, right? The screen pulls back and we see that it's on a TV screen that gets turned off, and we turn to this VCR that has a tape being ejected on it that says Pools on the label, and we see an arm reach forward with a hand, arm reach forward, a hand reaches forward, and we see the hand and the arm. From our first-person perspective, we are like turning, and hand and arm reaches forward and pulls the tape out of the of the VCR, or ejects it. I can't remember. That is the only time we see anything that might be considered us in this game. And I don't know if it's the same us as the one who's doing the walking. Are we a child of Father Dagon and Mother Hydra? Are we developing the Innsmouth look? Hard to say. Haven't seen a face. By which I mean, haven't seen our own face. We have only seen... The only faces we've seen are the ones on the statues. I see I need to moderate. One moment. I should probably just block the term stream boo altogether. That probably would do it. One moment. But I do enjoy double blocking and banning the spam that comes in. I have it held, so you will not have seen it if you're watching live right now. Because I'm using a setting where I have to approve it if it comes through. But actually, so I do have that word blocked. But I ask it to but I don't have it auto block it. I want to see it so that I have the satisfaction of blocking and banning the person. Anyway, and enough of that. That's inside baseball. Anyway, as far as I'm aware, we have no reason yet to believe that we are a child of those entities. I mean, one never knows. One never knows. We could be. We have no reason not to believe that we are. But, yeah, hard to say. Getting the next cup of tea ready. Tea is vitally important to this process. I cannot describe how important tea is to this process. Okay, one sec. Vitally important to keep the brain moving. Okay, here we go. So I can't remember if that's an arm or a tentacle. That was the point that I was making. Which thing has suction cups on it? Not sure. Okay. Anyway. Could be a tentacle. We have doors here. That opens. Ah! Then we also have quite a ways we can go here. So, one is curious. Arm? The arm has the suction cups. It's an arm. This is the end of a slide. And nothing else in this room. I also like that little isolated door and that little balcony over there. Like, why? Why is it there? Nothing. Nothing. Oh. I'm gonna presume they go both ways. Yes. Good, good, good. That would be bad to be trapped eternally. Wouldn't it? Yep. It would. Well. Can't get in there. Not without clipping. Oh, I see. Darkness. Is it proper darkness? Yep. Just an ending there. And, chest of drawers. And a chair. And, hanging chairs. They are really proud of their chairs here. In this place. Oh, they're not... Okay, they're... Wait. One must look at the perspective to see if... Yeah, no, they're dangling in midair in front of that. Very, very avant-garde. Chairs that we cannot sit in. Closer to the tentacle. Sorry, the arm. Closer to the arm. Stairs going down. Oh, these are going to go down into the room, maybe, that we couldn't get into before. Yes, because it's behind the door's in front of a pillar. Interesting. But also, that's a very small chair. And this is probably the way to the swimming pool. Excellent, okay. Before I go down there, really speaks to me about the futility of modern society. Why, yes. Why, yes. It does. It really does. Everything in here is just it's a metaphor. I do want to see what else is out here, though, before I commit to going down there. Kitty chairs. It's only mildly troubling. Lovely sounds coming from the vents, I think. I suspect. I imagine. Ah, yes, and this is the top of the slide that you can go down to get down there. I feel like there's no real reason for us to do it aside from just doing it. So we're going to do it. Because of course we are. Yay! Okay. Alright, I had my fun. Now we got... Ah! Were these ducks here before? Have we entered a new layer of reality by doing that? I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to the other one. Back up this way. Okay. What is another chest of drawers? Okay. So this way to the pool, apparently. That looks perfectly safe. Un momento. Oh no, it's a thing. Okay. That's the first time I've been able to do that in a way that actually shows me a way we can go. That's delightful. Bookshelves? Yes, bookshelves. Why do we have all these bookshelves here? It's troubling. Very troubling. Empty shelves. Bed. Should be going to bed soon. But no. We will look. We will keep looking. It's so neat that they created all of these things that look so very different from the main game. I do like that. We've got our first window with nothing but light behind it. Okay, I'm hearing stuff this way. We like the wallpaper. And a voice. They're priming you for the forthcoming sequel. Libraries! Yes! Oh, yeah, well, no, I'd probably get that. I mean, they probably want us to go that way. They probably want us to go that way. But notice how we have no reflection? Fascinating. The light. Oh, and there's a building sound this way, too. Good old beige. Can't beat beige. No. It's everywhere. We're in sort of a... Well, again, I mean, this whole thing is a liminal space, but this feels exceptionally liminal. As though we're kind of drifting between a couple of different worlds. Fascinating. Sofa! Not much furnishing. One is curious. Ah. Ooh. We go into the room with the speakers and we suddenly can't hear it. Sort of why I presumed we need to breathe, because he does that every time he, she, they do that every time they sit down. Another bright window. Can we sit here? No. One is curious. Ah. Going to lounge on the sofa for a while. We didn't have sofas before. We had chairs like that. And a few chairs like that, I think. No sofas. Ah. Ah, there's an abyss. Good old reassuring abyss. Safest possible place to sleep. Over an abyss. I know that's where I like to keep my bed. The pools apparently are this way, which means we must go everywhere but that way for a few moments. As of course I can't stop myself. I must explore! You don't understand! The kind of catnip this kind of game is to me! I have to explore! I have no choice. I must see everything. See, it's interesting to me because we have some of these windows that are blackened out, that are very dark. And then we now are seeing the windows that have nothing but sort of white light behind them. And you'll never wake up on the wrong side of the bed. That's for certain. Especially if you roll off of it. But, yeah, like the light and the darkness. Because I'm reminded again of that giant chessboard that we saw on level 6. Light. As though sort of implying that this whole thing is a game between the forces of light and darkness, if you will. But then it's purely arbitrary. Light doesn't necessarily mean good. Darkness doesn't necessarily mean evil. Stairs don't necessarily mean there's somewhere to go. You know, I've never been to the Winchester house, but I keep thinking maybe one day I need to do it. Abyss. But one wonders about windows that look out into light versus windows that look out into darkness. What do they mean? Ladder. Before I do this, let me look around a little bit more. No, don't do that. Okay. I mean, this might be another way forward. This is why I want to be careful. I don't want to miss anything. This is going to take a while. I think I want to go there before I go down the stairs to the pool area. Just need to remember that's there. Famous last words. I just want to look around and see the other rooms here. Ah! Or lack thereof. It's this big chess game. Ah. Hmm. Okay. Ooh. Implied swimmery. And tiles. Interesting. And nothing. Stairs to nowhere. Interesting thing, though. Maybe... Oh, I see. Yes, I understand. I understand perfectly. Did I go through there? Did I open that door? I did go through there, but I didn't open that door. It was already open. Okay. Ooh. That wood? That's wood. Huh. Wooden abyss. Room service stepped into many rooms of the hotel area, whether you were invited or not. That's the, this is a hotel. Ooh, another ladder. Oh dear. Decisions. Decisions are difficult. I might actually go up that ladder first then. Did that mean I hit all of them? No. Ah! Oh, that's a problem. Well, wasn't looking where I was going there, was I? That's a bit of a drop. Gotta watch where you're going. The problem. Oh, good lord. Like a fun house. I think this loops back around to where we were. The other side? Maybe? But I'm not sure. I mean, that door is open. I'm pretty sure we've been... Have we been here? Okay, these doors are open. Yes. 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 I think we came through here, right? Yes. Okay. Yes. This is how we arrived. Okay. Good. We made it all the way around. I'm so dreadfully curious. Gotta watch out for those abysses. Okay. We actually, since this is closer to the front, I would like to climb this ladder first. See what's here. This looks like walls of plastic. Oh boy. Oh boy. Do we enjoy hamster mazes? This looks like a very different space. Yeah, I also want to climb that other ladder, though. Ooh. Whoa. Oh, it's a wall. This is a wall. Ah. Oh, that's messing with me. More slides. It looks like an elevator door, just opening up into a drop. That's nice. Clouds. Around another little abyss. Okay, that also is showing, it says, to a pool. Yeah, don't want to fall in there. Oh, this is not the way. That's great. That's fabulous. It just looks like a thing. And this is an entrance to a... Oh, this looks dangerous. This looks like if you go a little too high up, then you will slide down and it will be a problem. I'm a little concerned. Oh, that's just fine. This strikes me as slightly problematic. I have to wonder if that other place that claimed to be an entrance to pools was in fact not. That's probably, yeah, that's an abyss. Yeah, I feel as though I have to see. I have to see. I know. Why is he doubling back? There's a reason. That was a false pool entrance that we encountered on that wall. And so now I am wondering if that staircase was also a false pool entrance, and if this was the real entrance. I have to know. Don't you understand? I have to know. I have to know. It is rather easy to feel trapped, isn't it? Huh. Yes. Now I have to remember. I have to remember where that other ladder was. See, this ladder was just, this ladder is very close to the entrance, you see. The entrance being here. Here? No, not here. We've lost track of everything. Everything, I tell you. That... No. Okay, that's that one. The entrance being around the corner from here. Okay, right. So... See, this is the problem. Gotta be careful. But I want to see where that other ladder goes that seems to go up for quite a ways. It could be down here. I seem to remember it being near... Yeah. There is a ceiling. I have to see. I have to know. It's important. Is that a balloon? That strikes me as being a balloon. Hmm. I need to see. I have to know. Ah, here we are again. I suspect... Well... Wait, does this just... bring us around? We all float down here. Hello. Hey. Hello. Greetings, Vaclum 23. Greetings to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. There's a bit of a motif here I'm seeing. Is this just... It does. That was just a faster way to get up here. Okay. So, like, this might... lead into yet another area, but if it doesn't, then that way that initial sign we saw leading to that said pools that way was correct. Well, we've been on the other side of that. We've been through that door over there. Ugh. So that's a, yeah, that's a plunge of no return. Down to some familiar looking pipes. Let's not do that. At least not yet. Because the one thing I do want to do is I want to check those stairs and see if it might lead down to a different area that connects with those, perhaps. I must see. It's just mildly troubling. Yeah. Every now and then you look out the window, you see this. Yeah. It just happens, you know. I'm sure everything's fine. We will make that plunge if we must. But first, I wish to see finally if those stairs do in fact lead poolward. As promised, or if they lead to nowhere. We shall see. Well, yep, these are looking like the pipes in question. That hole might be a shortcut, possibly. But we're not about shortcuts here, are we? No, 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 of course not. We're trying to get to the pools. We want to see everything. All the things. All of them. And yeah, there we are. I think that's probably the... Yeah, that looks like that's probably it. That's probably the hole in question. Oh, that's going to be a little difficult. That's going to be a little rough to navigate. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna... Yeah, okay. Never mind. Sometimes if you're standing on pipes, it's a little hard to see where everything goes. There's a lot here. Oh, good lord. Oh, hey. Is that the Minotaur? Once again, we're about long cuts here. Long, twisting cuts through space, time, and sanity. That's right. We should probably go the other way, actually, but... Yeah. We brute force our mazes here. Wait, are we? Oh no, that's a new area, I think. We brute force our mazes by taking every possible turn. Yeah, I think this probably just leads back to This part of it just leads back. Yeah, the little narrow. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yep. I'm sure everything's just fine. Oh. New floor. Metal floor? Hard to say. That metal? Yeah, that looks like metal. Too bad we can't step over things. Metal walls. Now we must descend into... Oh boy. Well, I guess we'll see if this goes anywhere. Once again, we are completely immersed in water. Looking for... Nope. This is gonna be a problem. I wonder how long we can survive here. I'm gonna turn the contrast way up. See if that helps. Oh, it's a tentacle. That's great. I think I'd prefer not to be able to see clearly whatever this is that we are next to, whatever this very large sculpted area is, so I'm good. We're hitting a wall here. We're probably gonna have to go past the tentacles then, I guess. Can we go, like, into these? Whoa. We swim down when we did that? Ah! We went through a membrane. Oh, this is rough. Okay. I'm gonna need a second. Hey, give me just a second. Just a second. Hi. The flailing about immersed in water is, that's a little rough on me. So, yeah. We're going to see what we can do here. But, the sense of perspective, the lack of perspective is kind of, it's getting a little rough. Okay. Like, oh, this is why they did this. Does this help at all? Yeah, a little. That is interesting. Okay. Does this put us back where we were? Kind of? Is it like you can actually... The crouch button seems to move you further down. The problem is that I don't know what the opposite of the crouch button would be here. But I can start to hear music the further down we go. That's something. I don't know what we're even looking at, though. We're sort of off on the side of something. We're on a very large thing. And, like, there's no opposite for the crouch button. There's no jump. Oh, wait. Okay, the spacebar does let us move up. But I don't know where anything is. I'm just looking at darkness here. We're getting close to the tentacles again, I think. So again, that's a pocket of nothingness. I might not be able to, I don't know if we can proceed here. It's a light. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my god. Well, we made it somewhere. Oh, good lord. Okay, yeah, that was downright nightmarish. We're just gonna hang out here for just a second. All my brain resets. God. Apologies, I have no idea if this was if that was rough for anybody else, but holy hell. That was a lot. I do not. We find these things out about ourselves. Apparently, I do not like being underwater with this. Crimson pools. Did somebody mix paint with the water? There's a weird odor in the. I can't see what the rest of that achievement says. Oh, God. Oh, okay. No, it's probably just copper. God damn. Everybody okay? Ah, that is so messed up. And just, if this is a prequel, it's like you have to do all this just to get to the pools. What does it all mean? Ah, there's the red stuff. Wait. The flow of it actually stops when you look away. That is messed up. Ah, jeez. I feel as though we're being asked rather a lot. Rather a lot is being asked of us to be able to reach our community pools. Oh, hey, hi, how's it going? Doing a bit of hanging out. I'm gonna head over here. You're treading water. Oh, dang it. I mean, I guess we could have gone under the octopus. Darker windows over here. Just curious. Just curious, that's all. Ah, there's another one. This appears to be the other end. Oh, good. Did we have a nice swim? This is looking much more swimming pool-like. It's a bit of interesting sort of throwback architecture a little bit. Maybe. Marks as though people have been here before. I'm very concerned about what that is looking like, but ahead we go. Oh! Ah, I see. We're about to experience perhaps a bit more perspective shift. Yep. Like the beginning of a 007 movie. Just a tad. Yeah, wait a minute. I wonder if we're supposed to... Who knows? Screen blinked for a second. No, it's purely decorative, I think. Okay. Yeah, this brings us back around to the same plane, I believe. Yes. Oh, look. Slides that end abruptly. Yeah. Yeah, the pistol barrel from every Bond film. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Out of curiosity. No, you can't. Okay. What are you... That looks like a pool. With a terrifying drop into it. It seems we've come much closer to the pool rooms. Darkness. Like, why? Why come here voluntarily? Surely, someone would have heard that the city was horribly misappropriating funds for a recreation center. Oh boy. We're still on the same floor, apparently. Here we go. Will there be music? That's slightly troubling. I feel as though they just don't have numbers to represent what floor we're on at this point. But as you can see, the chairs are looking more familiar. Ah, here we are. We're now going... Yep, there we go. We're now on the opposite side of where we were before. Across from the hotel area. Not sure why they require you to go through the hotel area to get to the pools, but whatever. And now a drop. Ah! Oh, yay. I guess I hope everyone's having a good time. This is supposed to be some sort of party. Or the true number is more than 3 digits. Ah, yeah, that's a thought. That's definitely a thought. So, like, there's a door over here with a sign that says pool that way. And that definitely opens to a place. That also opens, but is blocked, apparently. One also wonders... Jeez. Another one of these balloons. One is blocked. I'm just curious if it just leads to another part of the maze. Is this a maze? There's another elevator here. But its doors are not here for us. Before we go any further, just check that other room real quick. Like I said, one wants to see the content, but one also will do other stuff if one needs to. Is there something different about our footfalls at this point? I'm way too curious about all of these places. Something feels different about walking around here. I don't know what it is. But I am curious. Huh. So there's a way that leads down to more water. And further down there. It also requires a drop, so... Yeah, no. No, we shan't be doing that. Oh, well, it's a ladder. That's true. I'd be curious to see if, that also... Well, that ladder goes down into, a place we... Yeah. I'm gonna... Yeah. before. Is it missing? I kind of am thinking to avoid being immersed. Probably can't, but you know, after that last sort of bout of immersion, I'm not quite ready for it yet. Maybe I will be shortly. We'll see. Is it just me? Or is there a slight tilt going on here? The time is about, yeah. A little after 3. Oh, it's a chair. And a cage. Do I even want to look? There's no way through. Unless it's under. Yeah, maybe. Just curious what's over there. Oh, there's a door. So, like, I know that there was a, there's another path to go that we've not gone down or looked at, but, I needed, a little distance. Oh, that's the cage, yes, not going there. Not at all. Huh. Interesting. Very strange. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, that was a drop down. One is curious. What's where? Okay. Ever been to a sort of a fun house that does things like this? And they sort of tilt everything at a bit of an angle. I think I have, but it's been quite a while. Yes, this is that that same hallway, I think. I wonder if we might have crouched down to go through there. Maybe. Huh. Nope. Nope. Yeah, there are more ways to go that we don't have to. Nope, not yet. We're gonna try this way. Ooh. Hmm. Interesting. Getting more into the area that I think we kind of saw in the other direction. They want us to be quiet, I think. Oh, is this? No. Never mind. I thought this was an area perhaps we'd seen before. It is not. Well, actually it might be, just from a different perspective. They do enjoy doing that. Yep, we're on the other side. We're on the opposite end. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Finally, we arrive at this door. True horror was Nancy Drew all along. Is this kind of like the Nancy Drew games? I don't know. There's a big thing. Like a fan. Do I want to head down there and see what's down there? I'm just curious. The true horror is my curiosity. There's actually, what would this be called? It's a screw of some kind. Is it? I'm trying to remember what it's called if it's on like the deck of a ship, or not the deck of a ship. If it's how a ship moves. Ah, right. Hmm. What? Just hang out here, stare at the giant fan. Very calming. Okay. I know there are things we've missed at this point, I think, but I'm okay with that right now. It's the screw, yes. Yes. Yeah. Big screw that turns and propels the ship. Now this is looking a little bit more like the environment at the beginning of chapter 6. A little bit. Yeah, you don't put it on the deck of a ship. No. It's at the rear of a ship. But, more stuff. This goes nowhere. Yeah. We have boarded off doors. Well, there's something you don't see every day. Someone is not having a good time. They should really have that looked at. Do we really need to step under a giant arachnid? Is it an arachnid? Yes, there's 4. Apologies to anyone with arachnophobia. I was not expecting that. Well, here we are. It's that's certainly a thing. I feel like we're closer to the floor somehow also. And we're moving a little more listlessly here. Yeah, I know it's right above us. We're just gonna head right down. I mean, I'm sure it serves some purpose, but I think I do need to bring that up at the next town meeting. Red. Is there any additional green we need to see here? It's getting darker. Okay. No, it just takes us under the stairs. Okay. I count 6 legs for what it's worth. Yes, I didn't, I just sort of counted the number I saw on one side and then doubled it. So I don't know if that was accurate or not because I was not really trying to focus on that. An excruciating detail. Oh, a clock. That's good. That's comforting. Oh, look. Look at this. It's the room. This is, I think, the room What? We can't go back out and look at the, Oh, that was Herbie the Scare Spider. He's harmless. Yeah. There's a duck. There's a thing over here saying that way to the pools. There's more there. But this looks like a lot like the ending. I can't remember if this is exactly the way it looks at the ending. But there's a... Now, it's a little different. I think it's a little different. Things are in a different perspective. What do we say? Now it looks like a scene from Control, and I have not played Control. But I might have it in my library, possibly. I'm not sure. Or I've seen it. I've heard of Control. I just can't remember. I don't know if I looked at it at some point. I don't know if I picked it up or not. But at the end of chapter 6, you eject a tape from a VCR that says pools. Oh, clock's bad. Oh, okay, good to know. That's good to know. Pointing to this picture. Oh yeah. Like the ladder going down underwater. It's got that same signature that another earlier thing had. Oh, this isn't good. Okay, good. There we go. Yeah, it's a little after 3 still. All right. I'm glad I didn't get stuck there. We're like at the end of the... Or, well, I don't know if we're at the end of the level, but we're not where we were. We're very far away from where we were. I would not want to have to start this over. He says, famous last words. Yeah, that probably leads around. Oh, that way to the pools. Can we actually sit in the rocking chair? We can. We rock? We can! Success! That's awesome. Pools apparently this way. We'll never get there. Never. Red rooms. I'm just not even going to step into darkness at this point. I'm so tired. It's nearly freaking midnight in where I am. I'm going to need to get up in the morning. Here's a chair. Is that a ladder across the way? Another ladder, isn't it? No, it's not. It's a swing. Can't even use it. Anything in here? No. Something over there. Yes, we discovered that. We discovered that fairly early on. this principle that off the diving board leads to bad things. Yeah. Oh. Well, apologies once again to any colorophobes, as we're going to get near a very large clown head. So do feel free to look away if you need to. Do whatever you need to. There is this very large clown head, and I have a feeling we're probably going to have to go into its mouth. Just a thought I'm having. Yeah. Oh, we don't have to. We can just go down here. Actually, we might not even be able to, given how this is set up. But let's just go down this way. Hearing something. That clown head up there, I think, was the one in that image we saw near the very beginning on the bulletin board. Oh. Pools. Oh, here we are. I think we're here. I think we're here. Earthquake. We're here, everyone. At the pools at last. Chapter 0 completed. And there we are! Okay, I'm gonna need a minute. That was quite a bit. That was a lot. That was so much. That was a thing that happened. How are we feeling? Are we feeling okay? Wow. That was much more harrowing than the other chapters. I'm not sure what to think, really. Actually, I do know what to think. I at least as far as what I suspect might have been going on there. Of course, we can't say. We can't really say. It was longer than I expected. Yeah, me too. I guess they really wanted to give you more bang for your buck there, I guess. They wanted to give you they wanted to give everyone a present, I guess, after the after the release. I think that was kind of how that was couched. I'm not sure. Or something like that. Wow. Hi. Well, that was a lot. That was so much. I think that 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 was more harrowing than the other chapters. And it had some interesting new little mechanics with, being completely immersed in water. And the fact that you actually could use the space bar to go up when you were in water and the C to go down. So they finally gave you a thing you can do with the space bar, but only when you're fully immersed in water. And that was interesting. So, I mean, three-dimensional, more three-dimensional movement than before. But of course, those are the parts that messed me up the most. But it was interesting. I think that the fact that they did that, I suspect, okay, here's the thing. I don't know that this is the case, right? And this is the thing that they just chose to do, right? This is the thing that they made their own decisions. But I suspect that there were a number of people when this game came out who were disappointed it was not scarier. Because they were looking for something that the game was not, I think. They were looking for more of a thing where they get a lot of jump scares and run from a monster, that kind of thing. I've seen a lot of comments like that on games, and it's like if you go and say like the Steam forums or what have you. You can see a lot of comments on game. I have not looked at this game's Steam comments deeply now that I think about it, but similar games, and just from what I can see, there might be a bit of a pattern where like half of the audience wants just the sort of just a slightly creepy liminal experience where you just explore and that's it. And then the other half of the audience wants to experience a kind of, horrific roller coaster, essentially. They want to be as scared as humanly possible. However you achieve that. And there's nothing wrong with wanting that. But I myself am in the former camp. I'm more interested in sort of liminal experiences, and I am, kind of fascinated by things like that. But if it turns into pure horror, I'm out, typically. Usually. Perhaps not always, but usually. And again, there are exceptions to everything. But this was very interesting. I really liked it. Not as much a fan of the, the stuff where you were totally immersed and you couldn't see where you were going. That got me. Where you're like totally immersed in water, I should say. Immersion has more than one meaning here. But when you were totally immersed in water and you couldn't quite see where you were going, it gave me problems. Basically, where I'm just like, messed with my head a little too much. That, but I did like the overall idea. I liked that. I liked most of it. I liked, just again going through and exploring. Toward the end, as we got further on, I just the total immersion in water thing actually did get me to the point I was like, no, I just want to finish this at this point. So that was a bit of a thing. I think the large spider-like creature was a little troubling, but not entirely unexpected. They had not done anything like that throughout the previous 6 chapters. And again, they'd had big sculptures, but none with, and that much motion involved, the eye that's there. They did some interesting things with perspective also, again, especially in that last room, with the spider sculpture where you're lower to the ground, it feels like. Again, the house that's at a slight angle. If it's a house, I don't know what it is. The rooms, like the corridors that are at an angle. That was interesting. They did some new stuff, and it was pretty cool. now knowing what I know, would I recommend this game to my earlier self? And I think I would still say yes. As far as Chapter 0 goes, I would probably tell my earlier self to maybe just, watch someone else play it. I'm glad I did it, but at the same time, I don't know if I would have wanted to get quite that immersed in every sense of the word. But it definitely did what it set out to do, I think. This was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to be issuing quite a complaint to the at the next city council meeting, at asking them why. Why do we have so many abysses in our public recreation and swimming center? Why? Why so many huge statues? Too many faces. You're a bit concerned about Herbie? You think they might need some sleep? Yeah, I mean, that clearly also, the way that their eye was twitching, just, too much, way too much caffeine, Shouldn't have too much caffeine. When will you ever sleep? Especially if you have to get up in the morning. Like I do. And yet, I feel compelled to finish this pot of tea. Well, I shall be doing that off screen. Thank you so much for being with me for this playthrough. This has been a lot of fun. And I am glad I got to play it. I do have, I believe it's called Superliminal. I have to double check again to see if that is the one that I have in my library. I think it is. Yes, Superliminal, which my understanding is it is a game kind of like this, possibly even less horror-like, potentially. Less horror-like. From what I've heard, but I don't know. But I will be playing it at some point in the future. So we might get even more of this kind of thing. We will see. But not in the immediate future. In the immediate future, we're gonna take a break before doing more games like this. Exactly. I've got so many games I need to finish. Way too many games. I have way too many games to play. I may possibly have more in my library now than I could complete in my lifetime. I'm starting to worry about that. It will be a long process. Finishing the games in my library. We shall see. There are some games that I stopped at a certain point and I'm like, I don't know if I want to finish that or not. I'm a little on the fence about it, so I haven't had strong feelings about, like, returning, for example, to Shadowrun Returns. There were things that I was like, yeah. I got by the time we finished the first huge chunk of it, and I was like, I may be okay. But then I might return to it out of a sense of wanting to complete the thing, because I have that issue too, so we'll see. Much less horror-like, much more puzzle-like. Superliminal? Okay, cool. Good to know. I am interested in it. This game was a lot. But it was also very cool and very interesting. So, yeah, I think that... and I think that I do strangely find myself wanting to visit a public pool at some point, just so that I can see how devastatingly normal it looks compared to this game. Because, it would be nice. And also, it's been a while. So maybe sometime in the near future. We'll see. I haven't done any swimming. I haven't gone swimming in decades. It's been a while. I'm from a beach. I am from a city with the word beach in it. Was very, very little, very young. Just a few days old the first time I encountered the ocean. But, that'd be interesting. I also particularly liked the imagery in this. of the rising water, and then you come up to a certain point and you can see buildings underwater, just like these skyscrapers that have. It's like you're at this point where it's like this is an apocalypse, and one wonders how much was meant to be more real and how much was meant to be less real. Another place. And this chapter 0, did feel a lot like a transition from a much more quote-unquote normal place to a very different place, and I liked that about it quite a bit. That was quite cool. I did not expect. I thought they were going to open the gate and we were just going to go down that ladder and fall down into the first level, back into chapter 1. But we did not do that. It was neat, very neat. Well, folks, I need to turn in. It's now midnight. But man, I don't want to swim. Just look at the pool. Just look at the pool. Really, it's okay. Just checking for abysses. Yes. That might be what happens. Just gonna go out, look at the pool. That'll be enough. Well, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Again, being on this journey. This was really neat, really neat. And also, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on a VOD or on YouTube or wherever it is, very kind of you. So, what's happening now? So, today is Thursday. So, we have on Tuesday, we are continuing our campaign of Lords of Gossamer and Shadow. My friend Brian is running. Very much looking forward to that. I think we're all becoming obsessed with this game to a certain extent. Which, it is the game that it is, so this is what happens. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're playing folks traveling between different realities. If you're interested in liminal spaces and want to see a TTRPG about that, this is definitely that. So as we travel on the grand stair between different worlds. So that's happening on Tuesday evening. This, once again, today would have been a Thursday on which Lucci and I would have kept playing a text adventure game. Unfortunately, Lucci was not available, but he believes he's hopefully going to be available in a couple of weeks. So with any luck, a couple of weeks from now, we will continue and perhaps finish the game Enchanter from 1983. And in the meantime, I am still playing Heroine's Quest, and we'll see what else we do. I may go back to the next Frostpunk DLC, or I may, I don't know. I've been kind of feeling the urge to try to continue Age of Empires again, so I might do that. We'll see. Your offer for Amber is still on the table. Thinking about it. Definitely thinking about it. I've had so much to do, and I've got to work out some real life stuff, and so there's everything's in flux currently. We shall see. We shall see. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying right now I don't know. As far as life goes. Oh, life. But I appreciate everyone being here. When we hit the end card, I'm probably going to go say hi to someone. There are a few people still streaming right now that we can say hi to. And so we may very well do that. Feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to them with us. I'm waiting for the conclusion of Enchanter and the start of the sequel. Ah, yes. Yes, we will get to it sooner or later. I think we're going, we are actually kind of going now in order of release for all the games that we want to play on the channel. There are some that we don't want to play on the channel because there are certain things about them that have not aged well. But the ones that we are playing, which is most of them, we're going to get to sooner or later. But yeah, I am looking forward to Sorcerer. We'll be getting to that at some point. But in the meantime, folks, like I said, we'll go say hi to somebody. But just please remember, you're unique, and that is wonderful. Because variety is ridiculously important. You matter. Please remember that, especially now when times are ridiculous. You absolutely matter. Take care, folks, and I will see you all of a sudden.